Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Begin the meeting with a moment of silence. And as it's been the practice lately, we'll keep in our hearts and minds the people who are in the Middle East conflict. And also, please keep in your thoughts and prayers the families of a couple of people who have passed away over the past couple of weeks. One, John Noon, who passed away right after right before our last meeting, but not in time enough for me to be able to confirm it before our last meeting. John Noon, who passed away 2 weeks ago. John Noon spent his life giving to this town. He was on the school committee, the K through 8 school committee, for a number of years. He also spent time on the finance committee. He was involved in youth hockey. He was involved in the management of the youth hockey league, and he was a wonderful person. He lit up every single room that he went into. So did his son. His son went to school with my son, went to school with Sean also. And if I remember the story correctly, whenever Patrick Noon walked into a classroom at Whitman Hanson, all of the students yelled out because Cheers was on TV at that time. They would yell out, "Noon!" I'll never forget that. But John was a really special person, and this town will miss him greatly. And also a former fireman, Terrence Minahan, just recently passed away. And if you could remember the families of both of those people. This meeting is being recorded and televised by WHCA. I'd like a motion to approve bill and payroll warrants.
So moved.
Second.
Or second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I'd like a motion to approve correspondence in the read file.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Public forum. Now is the time for someone to speak who wants to speak on something that's not on the agenda. Yes. State your name and address, Dawn.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. Dawn Byers, 20 Russell Road. I stand before you with a suggestion regarding your warrant articles for town meeting. At your last meeting, the board approved all warrant articles going before town meeting. And article number 24 is for $30,000 to spend for a capital improvement plan. My suggestion is that the Department of Revenue and Division of Local Services provides a service to offer free to municipalities to produce a capital improvement plan. I think that asking residents to pay locally out of our free cash for something that's available to us free of service with our tax dollars already going to the state would not be fiscally responsible. Taxpayers should not be overburdened with paying for these services again that are offered through the Division of Local Services. Every available local dollar should be focused on core priorities, not paying double. We know that there are many capital needs in town. Capital includes roads, sidewalks, public buildings, parks, technology, public safety equipment, and vehicles. In addition to this service, I don't know if the capital improvement plan or the board itself has discussed this with Division of Local Services already, and maybe it's been rejected by them. But another option, which I looked back to 2019, when the town itself secured a grant through the Collins Center. So the town had a capital improvement plan for fiscal year 21 through 25. Unfortunately, I could not find it available on the town website, but it is available through the state website because it's done through the UMass Boston Collins Center. It was a comprehensive plan at that time, more than 58 pages, identified many of our needs. There was also a presentation to the town of Whitman citizens on April 17th, 2019, which is available on the town website. I'm going to read some of that presentation. It said, "The town, through the Collins Center, is currently conducting an analysis of present and future capital needs. While those needs are substantial, the town currently has no reliable source of revenue to support capital expenditures, resulting in less operating revenue being available to adequately fund our operating budget." The presentation slides went on to say, "It is expected that when the capital study is complete, the town will develop and present a future long-range plan to fund operating and capital expenditures with an operational override in a fall town meeting, or in the alternative, in our annual town meeting next May 2020. We know what happened in March of 2020, and we know that it was a global pandemic. And it feels like everything changed. And it really did from that point forward. We got ARPA funding, we got infusion of one-time money, both at the schools and the town. And somehow we lost sight of that capital plan as a town. I hope that we can revisit that, perhaps utilize either a grant again for the Collins Center or go to the Division of Local Services, resurrect that document and work from there. I feel like this $30,000 seems small in the scheme of our deficit that we're dealing with, but it's one small piece that can be funded elsewhere with our state tax dollars already. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have a response or questions? Okay. Approval of meeting minutes, open session, January 12th, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of open session, January 27th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor? Okay. The hearing, the Old Colony Planning Council, Whitman Downtown Development Project, we have to pass over. If people weren't prepared to do that for tonight. They asked for it to be postponed. Chairman's report. I could give a really lengthy chairman's report tonight, going back to when I began in 2002, I think it was, and give you a little history of the whole thing. And kind of fun, but no, I won't do that. I'd like to announce it on Thursday. We're going to have another meeting on Thursday this week to interview three final candidates for the open assistant town administrator's position, and they will start at 6 o'clock on Thursday night. We have three terrific candidates, and that will happen on this Thursday.
And Mr. Chairman, if
Yes.
I could hijack your chairman's report to make it a report about the chairman. We have a few people who would like to present you with some items.
Okay. Thank you. I'll accept that.
My mother always taught me ladies before gentlemen.
So my name is Catherine. I'm on here on behalf of Rep. Sullivan Almeida, who is so upset that she can't be here, but she sent me in her place. And, 2002, that is amazing. And I know it's a thankless job, but I'm here to say thank you. Genuinely, the people of Whitman, my grandmother's a resident. She lives right down the road here. Comments, questions, concerns, they're all going to get in front of you, good, bad, and ugly, right? And you've faced them since 2002, and you're still here, so God bless you. And from my understanding, your engagement goes even further back than that. I believe your school committee here, 1984? Mm-hmm. Yep. So seriously, it's amazing, and public service is a thankless job, so it's an honor to have somebody like you serve in our community who's done such amazing work. And I have a little blurb here. I'm going to read it, and because I just feel like it gives a testament to all of the work that you've done. So bear with me because it's a little lengthy. Whereas Carl F. Kowalski has dedicated over 4 decades of his life to public service in the town of Whitman, first serving as a member of the school committee from 1984 to 1998, including multiple terms as chairman and as the regional representative, providing strong leadership and guidance to the school administration, teachers, parents, and students. And whereas following his service on the school committee, Carl continued his commitment to public service as a member of the Board of Selectmen from 2002 through 2022. 2026, serving as chairman during multiple terms from 2008 through 2022, followed by a return to the role as chairman beginning again in 2023, demonstrating the trust and respect he has earned from the community in ensuring responsible local governance. And whereas throughout his tenure on the Board of Selectmen, Carl was a fierce advocate for Whitman Hanson Will, an organization that provides resources and support to those who are struggling with substance abuse and mental health. And whereas Carl is the loving husband to his wife Carol, proud father to his daughter Kristen and her husband Brian, his son Craig and his wife Becky, and the even prouder grandfather to Calvin, Dylan, Bella, and Frank. And whereas Carl's decades of service have been marked by dedication, integrity, and a deep commitment to the residents of Whitman, by leaving a lasting impact on those who have worked with him and in the community through his leadership, devotion, and tireless advocacy. Therefore, be it resolved that the Massachusetts House of Representatives hereby recognizes and honors Carl F. Kowalski for his extraordinary years of public service and extends its sincere gratitude and best wishes for continued health and happiness. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the Clerk of the House of Representatives to Carl F. Kowalski. And it is signed by the Speaker of the House, the Clerk of the House, and by your State Representative Allison Sullivan Almeida. So.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
I'm going to go on your wall.
And Mr. Chairman, words could not have, she had better spoken. We've known each other for a long time, been good friends, and Mr. Kowalski and myself performed in a play at the Brockton Public Library many moons ago. It was a play to raise money for the library. This was before our library was built with a Carnegie grant from Andrew Carnegie, but it was never handicap accessible. So my predecessor, Tom Kennedy, couldn't get in the building unless you carried him up the stairs, never mind a young child getting into the building. So Mr. Kowalski and myself were both suspects in a play called Murder in the Library. And then I sang a song with this young lady who was a music teacher. It was to the theme of making whoopee, but the words were changed to user-friendly. So it was all computer lingo, and it was a computer virus that ended up killing the person. So, but I want to thank you, Carl, for all your years of service to the community and
Thanks.
all you've been in. I worked with your spouse at Massachusetts College many moons ago as well, and you've done a great job for the community, and you're a great family man. And this is a citation being known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Select Board Chairman Dr. Carl Kowalski in recognition of your outstanding commitment to public service, principled leadership, and unwavering devotion to the town of Whitman and beyond. And be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate, Karen Spelker, the clerk, Mike Hurley, and myself, Mike Brady. And thank you again for your service. And since you started your acting career many moons ago, you're going into public acting after you retire. But,
No, but it's really kind of interesting that you remember that play to raise money for a library, because we've had some library issues around here.
maybe we'll have to do another performance. I mean, like we're still standing on, especially with my work. You did a much better job than I did. So, but congratulations.
Well, Mr. Chairman, this will probably
Mr. Mayor?
be the last opportunity I get to call you Mr. Chairman, and I'm glad that you finally got to the 1984 part. Carl, I was elected selectman in 1983. You were elected school committee member in 1984, and all I can say is, Jesus, that was a long time ago. The person that needs to be congratulated right now is Carol. I know that a 40-year career in public service, well, I don't know. I can only assume that a 40-year career in public service is one that won't be matched for a long time. I know that you had many long nights, long days, tough votes, and I personally want to thank you for what you've done for the town of Whitman. I'm also pleased to be here to present you with congressional recognition from Stephen Lynch, who was unable to be here tonight and knows of our long relationship, and asked if I would present it, and I'm absolutely honored to be here. And it's a certificate of special congressional recognition presented to Dr. Kyle Kowalski in recognition of your dedicated service to the Whitman community. Thank you for your leadership on the school committee and the Board of Selectmen, dated April 21st, 2026, signed by Stephen F. Lynch.
I can remember when they did plays at the radio station at Massasoit. To go to that.
Well, that was, I have no words. I was at a trustees meeting of the Massasoit Board of Trustees last week, and there was a point in that meeting when I actually had no words. And I feel the same way right now, and I usually have a lot of words, but I'm overwhelmed by this. Why did I have no words that night? There were some students from Massasoit who traveled to Ireland for a week, for a educational week. And there was one boy, or a young man, who had never been out of Brockton. He was from the Azores, I think, originally, but he had never been out of Brockton. He goes over to Ireland, and he's met with welcome. There's people who gave him all kinds of support, wanted to talk to him, wanted to engage with him, and he couldn't believe the experience that he had and how much he was learning from people who didn't look upon him as if he was different and unable to be approached. When they weren't unable to be approached, they were. It was an amazing experience for all of these kids, and I couldn't think of a thing to say. It was overwhelming to me to listen to those students talk about their experience. I'm feeling the same way right now. I don't know what to say. It's almost a 40-year pleasure to serve this town. It's been an honor, and I thought about ending 3 years ago. I wasn't going to run 3 years ago, until my wife looked at me and said, "No, you need a purpose in life. Run again." She probably wanted me to get out of the house. I don't know. Run again. I'm glad I did. This is. It's been special. Whitman has been special to me, and I appreciate. I've appreciated serving on this board, serving on the school committee, and I will miss it. My wife Carol, as most of you know, worked in now I'm blocking. She worked at High Point in Brockton, dealing with people who had trouble with addictions. And before that, she worked for Catholic Charities in a similar situation. And when she retired in 2020, she had trouble she missed the chaos of that job. The job is a difficult job. She missed the chaos. She's adjusted now, but I know that this service can be chaotic too. Mm-hmm. But there are rewards to living in chaos and being able to help see people through those situations. The people that work in this town are incredible. Think about Mary Beth and the work that she puts into trying to balance a budget every single year. The help that she gets, though, from the people on this board, the help that she gets from people like John Galvin, the help that she gets from people that are sitting out there, the help that you get from the police chief, the fire chief, the people that work in the DPW, and how they work together. Mm-hmm. This year in particular, which has been particularly difficult, I have seen a finance committee and a select board and a school committee that have come together in a way that they haven't come together in a long time, trying to work their way through it. And they're gonna get through it. They're gonna get through it. You know that we had trouble with this, the idea of closing the library. We're gonna get through that. In fact, I think we'll probably be through it. And it's going to be okay. I'm sure that it's going to be okay. I'd like to say that I'd like to say that I'd like to be around when it gets okay. But you know, it's also okay to go to Disney. And you told me that Allison was in Disney right now.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as she gets home, that's where I'm going to be.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it was special to get that from Allison. I've known her dad for a long time. When I was on the school committee at Whitman Hanson, he was our rep, and he recognized the work that we did, and he helped us out a lot. And I also was involved through Massasoit with his work with the charter school over in Brockton. Mike is a hardworking, good fellow, and Allison takes after him. Thank you. And Mike, I think I was the one that actually did the murder, if I remember correctly. But that was a fun time too.
Yeah, and it was great because we finally did get the funding from the state, and they left the historic part of the library that was built with a grant from Andrew Carnegie, and they made the back with the elevator so it was handicap accessible, and they have a boardroom there and everything else. So any help we can be, we're still available, and Rep. Sullivan does a great job as well, and we have a good relationship with our local officials. So I want to continue that. And when you do go to Florida, hopefully you can bring some warm weather. It's supposed to be springtime. It's a little cool up there.
A little cold. Okay.
But it's been a great privilege to know you and your lovely spouse. And please keep in contact. And this goes to anybody. If you ever get a chance to come to Boston, I'd be happy to take you guys out for lunch. So.
Okay. Thank you. You got that?
If I can,
Both Emmett Hayes and Marty Meehan railed me in to be a member of the UMass Club, so it's a beautiful view up in the top floor where they have the
Well,
restaurant
okay.
there, so.
Okay. Danny?
okay, if I may, sitting beside you for the last, 23 years, we've been on this board together, and you are on 1 year more than I am, is it, or whatever? You're going to be missed.
Thank
You are
Dan.
really going to be missed. And
You and I agree on almost nothing when it comes to politics. But however, Dan is a guy that I can count on all the time. I can count on him all the time because he does what he says he's going to do.
right, we got to do what the town needs and what they want. So I always said taxpayers say, we do. It's that simple. But anyways, you will be missed.
Oh, thank you.
And you should have, your last meeting, you had to bring your big gavel.
He's referring to, we went to a conference down in Texas a few years ago. Through Massasoit, I went to a conference. And a friend of mine won a raffle. And what he won at the raffle was a gavel. It was made by a prisoner in a Texas prison. And it was a gavel that had a head that was this big. And I brought it to one of the meetings, and don't make me use it.
I know.
And I get tempted to bring it every once in a while, but you can't do that. You can't do that. But anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everyone.
There's the envelope. You need to put it in the. What was that? The great thing on Carson there with the envelope.
Oh, when you would, yeah.
The genie.
Carson, was it
It's just
The guy's name.
Konak? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh. Okay.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we were going to have the shortest meeting of all time, but now we'll get back to it. Act on license renewals for the following license holders for the period May 1st, 2026 through April 30th, 2027, subject to the submission of renewal paperwork, renewal fees, and current tax values. And there are fuel storage licenses A through O. I won't read them all. Junk collector's licenses, A and B, and junk dealer's licenses A and B, pool table licenses A. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. And those will be signed by Justin.
Yep.
Act on the application of Dennis Nash, Old Colony Brewing, for a one-day liquor license for a beer garden between the hours of 12 noon and 4 o'clock p.m. during the Whitman Day 2026 event on Saturday, June 13th, 2026, in the Whitman Town Park, subject to the receipt of the $50 license fee and a certificate of liability insurance stating Old Colony Brewery has general liability and a $1 million liquor liability coverage for the duration of the event. The certificate should list the address of the event and identify the town of Whitman as an additional insured. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Act on the registration of Joe Marquardt for the position of member, Conservation Commission, effective immediately.
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Act to appoint Parker Minor to the position of member, Conservation Commission for the remainder of a 3-year term through June 30th, 2028.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Act to appoint Scott Youngstrom to the position of Associate Member, Conservation Commission for the remainder of a 3-year term through June 30th, 2027.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Act on the resignation of Ryan Dillon from the position of Assistant Plumbing Inspector and the position of Assistant Gas Inspector, effectively April 13th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Act to appoint Jacob Poulin to the position of Assistant Plumbing Inspector and the position of Assistant Gas Inspector for the remainder of the 1-year term through June 30th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Act on the request of Town Clerk Don Varley to appoint checkers for the May 4th, 2026 annual town meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Vote to appoint Mike Coghran as temporary facilities manager pending an anticipated vacancy and subject to union negotiations.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Set meeting schedule for June. Oh, for May, I'm sorry.
So right now, we have, of course, this Thursday, and then we have May 4th, the evening of town meeting.
Right.
Which will not be televised up here. And then, do you want to set beyond that, or? Well, I suppose the next one would be the 19th, I believe,
Be 2 weeks after?
and that would be after the election.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what date?
The 19th of May?
May, yeah.
May 19th? Okay.
Correct. And let me just take a quick look here.
So May 4th and May 19th?
Correct.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is a budget update.
Yes, so as far as the budget, this evening is a big meeting. After this meeting, I'll be going over to the FinCom meeting. They did vote a lot of the items in Article 2 at their last meeting. A few that they tabled, the main one was the non-mandated busing for the district. The Select Board voted to zero that line out.
I think we might have an update, like a live
okay.
update of what's going on.
John Galvin, High Street.
Hi, John.
Just now, the FinCom voted to support the town administrator's budget to zero out the line for non-mandated busing, 7-1.
Okay, interesting. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Okay, and then they're going on to vote all of the articles on the town meeting warrant this evening as well. So I did hear from John Marcus. They had a parking, an article, capital, for the parking lot for $114,995. They are going to pass on that article for this year. They have another source possibly that would pay for that, the cost of that. And Hanson, the town of Hanson, is not putting forth their portion of the article anyway at this meeting. Oftentimes, they don't in May. They don't vote those capital articles until the fall. So the budget is set, and once I have all the recommendations, I'll feed those into the budget. Town council I received their comments today. I'll incorporate some of their comments into the warrant articles. We'll get that up on the town meeting website, and it has to be to the clerk by the 27th. So I will get that to the clerk later this week, and we will post that as well.
I would like to add about the non-mandated busing. I don't think the intention, listening to FinCom and then obviously some of our feedback, the intention isn't to eliminate non-mandated busing. The intention is that it'll go back to the school committee hopefully soon. They'll have a meeting hopefully before town meeting, and then some discussion. I know that you've been having some discussion with Dr. Marcus and that kind of thing. So hopefully those discussions will lead to some healthy compromise, so that we don't have to get rid of non-mandated busing, but somehow find a way to fund it in a way that is both financially sound, but also helps keep the services that are essential.
And hopefully we'll see that in the future be incorporated into the operating assessment. Possibly.
Anyone else? Anything else?
Not under the budget.
Okay. Town administrator's report?
Yes, I have a couple of things, if you don't mind. Okay. First, I want to thank you, Kyle, for serving the town of Whitman as a member of the Select Board since 2002. I started with the town in December of 2003, so I have never known the Whitman Select Board without you being part of it. And most of the years, you served as the chair. So I've enjoyed working with you. You've always been fair, kind, and very professional. You've represented the town extremely well as chairman of the board, and more than anything, you're a class act. And I truly wish you all the best in retirement. The next item is the fire chief exam. So we did receive notification, I forwarded a letter on to the board from the Executive Office for Administration and Finance, notifying us that less than 2 applications were received from candidates eligible to take the June 6, 2026 exam. Since less than 2 people actually applied, in accordance with MGL Chapter 3159, the exam has been postponed. So we have a couple of options available to us, and Chief Clancy is here. Is here to add a few comments. As far
So
as
just a
our
couple
options.
comments on that. That was based upon a civil service change recently. It used to be 4 members. So when we had a chief's test previously, it got down to the rank of lieutenant. Where we had the addition of the captain, it was only open to the deputy chief and the captain. One of those members has chosen to not sign up for the test, whereas previously it would not have been an issue. It would have been open to lieutenants. So our options, like Mary Beth says, it can be postponed for a year. It can be postponed, then canceled, postponed for a year, and then open to captain, deputy captain, and lieutenant. You can choose to open it to lieutenants tonight, and the test will move forward on the 6th or 4th or whatever it is. And then I forget, the last option I read, I'm like, no, it's not even feasible. I think what we've seen in the past is from our ranks, our chiefs have come from the lieutenant's rank. I think it would be prudent for the board, my opinion is to open it to the lieutenants. We have members at that rank that are willing to take the test. That'll fulfill our civil service requirement, and that'll allow the test to move forward, so hopefully the marks will come back. There's limited communities taking the chief's test. Hopefully the marks come back in prudent time, and we can do a transition, and I've talked to Mary Beth about that as well, that I'm not disappearing, so there will be a transition, and we'll figure it out. But my recommendation would be to open it up to the rank of lieutenant, and we can notify civil service of that. They'll repost it, they sign up, then we move forward with them taking the test in June.
Discussion?
Makes sense to me. Yeah, sounds good.
How many lieutenants do we have?
3.
3?
We have a deputy chief, a captain, and 3 lieutenants. And I'm positive at least one of those lieutenants will sign up, and the test will move forward.
And if we do that, we can contact them tomorrow, and they can get everything
I'll send
rolling
her a
to stay
text
on.
tonight, yes.
Tonight, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think that makes the most sense as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
When is the test scheduled for?
June
June 6th.
6th, in the assessment center is the 13th, and I've been told it will be expedited, the results allegedly will be expedited back.
Are you going to be around until we hire a new chief?
I'm leaving July 10th, but I will be around, to answer your question. I'm not going anywhere.
Someone want to make a motion to follow the chief's?
I'll make that motion that we follow the chief's advice, and
I'll second.
Is there a second? Any discussion, further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
I have one other item. At our last Select Board meeting, the board voted at my request to take a one-year exemption from the free cash policy to allow the $94,528.17 to not go into the general fund this year because of the budget, but to go into the operating budget. The vote was taken, and I had said to OPEB, but really it's to the Plymouth County retirement line to help with that line. So I just wanted to clarify that. So we may need to just take a new vote on that, that the 10% of free cash that was going to general stabilization fund should actually go to the Plymouth County retirement line 35 in the budget.
I'll make that motion.
Second that.
Second. Any discussion?
Yeah, what will that do for our stabilization?
So
We'll
it's,
end up at-
money is not going into the general stabilization this year. That 10% we're
Yeah.
going to put in, infuse it into the budget as free cash going into the budget, which will help us with that very large expense, $3.8 million of Plymouth County. We were already putting $200,000 in.
Okay.
So this will be that 98 going in there as well.
And just logically, I think our vote was to put it toward OPEB when we were actually drawing money out this year. So it didn't make sense. I think, thank you for
Right.
clarifying and letting us fix this.
Okay, it's been a motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
And that's all I
Is that
have.
it? Motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Good, drop your gavel.
Is that it?
Okay, we're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll use the little gavel.
We do have a gift for you.
Yes, we do.
Taken back here.